Hey, just a quick little video here real quick. Some of you may or may not be aware, you can do one mod on your original key fob, where if you hit the lock button 3 times, you will lock the doors, obviously, but it'll start the car up. Now, there's a couple ways you can go about doing that. There's a company that I'll link below called 12 Volt that will sell you the kit. That's basically plug and play. You do have to kind of open the shroud around the steering column to access some plugs and stuff, but that's about $250. You can go through what I did is a few years ago. You can get one of the D-Ball 3s, and I'll put a link to some stuff on that. But then what that one is, you have to do a little more wiring, connecting, either soldering or some type of posi tap or T-tap, if you want to go that route, into the harness that's under the dash on the left side. I did that route because the other place wasn't selling those yet, where you got the D-Ball. It's a little black box with the harness, but you had to have it programmed. I had somebody who was online at the time that no longer is doing it, would program them. You buy it from them and they would program it, and then he would send it to you. Then you just got to wire it up. So if you do it that route, you just have to study it and know how to put the right firmware on there for your vehicle, because they make it for a broad range. So when I hit the lock button 3 times, and it starts running, it'll stay running for about, I think, 15 minutes or so. Then it'll shut off if you don't come back out. If you open the door, or somebody thinks they can steal it and they get the door open, then it shuts off. So it doesn't take over the vehicle where you can just hop in and throw it in gear and go. It just shuts it off. So you would have to get in and then start it back up again. But, it is just another mod that some people have done, and I did mine a few years ago. You just have to get into the, it's all hidden back in here. You have to take this off, pull this out, and then the harness and the box go up in here. And then there's the fuse box area, junction, that you have to know what wires to get into. I also did the Viper, the GPS remote start option, which is another kit that you have to purchase, and then it attaches to the other D-Ball 3. This year I don't think I'm going to renew the subscription to that, because you pay about $100 a year for that option, because it does the GPS, it uses cellular. But I know I got an email from Viper saying that they were having to upgrade a lot of the cellular devices in those units, and I forgot what they were doing for people in order to keep them going. But I'm not going to renew that this year. I did it for like 4 years, and it's kind of handy. You got the app. It's kind of handy to know where your car is in case you park it somewhere and you're trying to find it in a big lot or something. Or I've used it when I've dropped the car off at a mechanic, and I could just see where they driven it to when they did like their test drives and whatnot. So that's kind of interesting. And you can do, the panic through the remote on the app. You can start it, stop it, open the trunk, stuff like that. I don't have this option turned on mine, but if you do the unlock button, I think like 3 times, I think it's 3 times, or you hold it down for 3 seconds. I can't remember. Then it would open all your windows and pop the sunroof. But I think I turned that option off, because you can accidentally have that happen if your fob is in your pocket and it pushes up against something else and you're within range. It did that to me once, where I went to dinner and they came out and all the windows and sunroof were open. So somehow it caught it. I'm not sure how it would have happened, but it must have just been within range. So I turned that option off. You can get into some other settings in there. There's a couple ways to do it, but I won't get into that right now. Anyway, I just want to show you the 3 start. To start it up with hitting the lock button 3 times. You just might see that. Some of you may already have that. Now it just locked itself because I unlocked it. Also have the side mirror. This was an option that I modded out. It's got the switchback, so this will blink with the turn signal. You can set it so that the white light is on all the time, like when you're driving, but I didn't enable that part because it looked kind of weird having those lights on, I thought. So I never hooked that part up. It's just basically used as the blinker. Because you have to get the new cover that comes with the lights and then the wiring that goes down. So the other side, the wire has to go through the dash out to this side and meet up with the wiring. And underneath the sill plate down in here, underneath the sill cover and the wiring harness, you can actually get to the wires that run the blinkers, and that's how I found which ones they were, to be able to make these turn on and off with the turn signal. But I think this whole thing here, just the cover, it's unpainted. You'd have to paint it. I'm gonna repaint these because I didn't do a good job on it, and they're starting to kind of fade out a little bit. And I bought these on eBay from a supplier, and it was probably China or Japan. These were already like $300 or something like that, just for the cover, the plastic, and then the light. You know, not much to it, but they sure wanted a lot for it. So I did those, which I like, because otherwise you just have the clear, not the clear, but just the blank housing. You know, Lexus didn't add the turn signal lights on the side mirrors until I think probably 2013 or 14. But I liked them on here because I'd seen them on another vehicle online. But I don't even know if you can still find these covers anymore. But look on eBay, you might find them. Just make sure you don't get the ones for the 600, because the 600 is shaped a little differently. So you want to make sure you get it for the 460. But anyway, that's kind of nice to have. So 3 times. And there you go. Like I said, open the door, just shuts right off. Just want to bring that up. I hadn't really talked about that before, and I'll put the links below where you can get more information about those kits, or if you want to try it. The plug and play one probably be the best way to go if it's $250. There's like 4 harnesses. I did one for my son who has an ES350. He bought one of those, and I put that in. That took probably about an hour to get that put on, but the way I did it was before the other kit was around, and it was cheaper because by the time you buy just the adapter, the kit, the box, all that, it's less than $100 if you do it yourself. If you take it to a stereo place and have them set it up, you're probably looking at a few hundred. You know, it's not that hard to do if you can do simple wiring and read a simple diagram. Anyway, I'll link it down below. Just wanted to show that to you guys on this video, and we'll move on to the next.